Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back with another speed build, and as you can see from the title of this video, we are building a Mediterranean inspired house, and this is actually a pretty big one. It is a family home with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, an office, and a pool. So it's pretty big. I've been really into lately occasionally doing these bigger homes, more so like 4-ish bedrooms, and I think that's as big as like I'm comfortable doing, and even these are a little bit of a stretch because, as you guys know, I'm really into tiny homes and I have some more plans for them coming up soon. However, I really wanted to do something Mediterranean inspired because it's been on my to-do list forever. And honestly, I've seen a lot of simmers do it recently. And I've just been like, Tanya, you just got to tackle it. You got to tackle it. It's been a while. I think I've only ever built one house in this style before, and it was a tiny house and it had a really, really weird layout. I had like the bedroom in the kitchen area. It was weird. Anyway, I wanted to do a family house in this style and finally tackle kind of, I wouldn't say it's a fear, but I would say that it's a style I'm very unfamiliar with. So it was definitely interesting to do. And these homes are very characterized by, or like one of the main characteristics of them is like their low pitched red roofs, and most of these roofs that I used were low pitched, and then I have this one really high pitched one because I really liked how that looked. It just like something about it was pleasing to my eyes, so I kept it like that. So I still think this fits the style very much. It's just inspired because I only know what I've learned through some research, and I'm also limited to what we have in the game. So this is my attempt at a Mediterranean inspired house or Mediterranean home. I hope you guys like it. Please let me know how you think I did and what other styles you'd like me to tackle in the future. I have a whole bunch of ideas over the next couple of weeks, but I'm always looking for more suggestions because you guys come up with some really cool stuff, and I love listening to what you guys have to say, and then obviously I get all kinds of amazing ideas, and then I get to try new things, and so always open for that. But I did start off using the roof texture in here that was from not Get Famous, what am I talking about? From Jungle Adventure. But then I changed it to this base game one because I really wanted to use these little details that are like the little roof bits that you can put over the windows, and those match the base game roof tiling, so that's what we ended up doing in the end, and I think that worked out pretty well. Also, because I just said it and I realized I said it, I figured I would address, I get a lot of questions as to why in my voiceovers I say we when I'm saying, oh, we're about to do this, we're about to do that, whether or not it's a mistake or if I'm talking about me and somebody else, am I working on videos together, all that. I say we because I currently am watching back the footage, and as you guys are watching it, you're watching it back. So me and you are doing that together, so we are watching it back. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just kind of how my brain works, and that's how I kind of explain what we're doing, I suppose. Hopefully that clears that up for those of you who have asked before. I try to reply to those comments as much as I possibly can. I'm always trying to reply to pretty much everything as much as I can, like I said. And thank you guys so much for all of your wonderful feedback on all of the builds lately and all of the congratulations on 30K. I really, really appreciate it. It's just been a wild ride lately, and I'm just so happy you guys are all here. Anyway, we're figuring out the floor plan now. Downstairs you walk into kind of a entryway, and then off to the side you're going to have the dining room and the kitchen in the back, and then we have a pretty spacious living room as well. We're just cut to outside though because I cut so much footage out of this. It's ridiculous. This has 3 bathrooms, like I mentioned. I only kept one of them in, and I'm trying to think what else I cut out. A little bit of the landscaping. There isn't a whole lot because I wanted it to be kind of sparse because this is in Oasis Springs, which is a kind of desert world. We're in a more lush area that we're building in. We're building on the Granada Place lot, which I'm trying to think of where that is on the map. I want to say it's like upper left. I might be wrong though. Maybe I should look up a map of Oasis Springs. Oasis Springs Sims 4 map. Let's see if I'm right, because I kind of know where I'm talking about. I think it is. Yeah, I think we are building in the upper left corner of the map. on the lot Granada. I don't know how to pronounce that, but we're on that lot. And here we are in the kitchen. I used a lot of Jungle Adventure and a lot of base game in this house, but I did not limit my packs. So this uses pretty much everything, I'm pretty sure. But I definitely used a ton of Jungle Adventure, so that's definitely a main pack you would want to have if you wanted to use this house. And I think a majority of the stuff would be usable, at least in the kitchen and like dining and living space, if you had Jungle Adventure and base game. I am hoping to do a limited pack build sometime soon. Actually, kind of want to do that using the new stuff we're getting in an update next week. If you guys didn't see yesterday, I was live tweeting like crazy. I was probably a really obnoxious person to follow on Twitter yesterday. But yesterday, The Sims had a live stream over on Twitch showing off a new patch we're getting next week. And they also talked about some spoilery things. Not really. We don't know what's coming, but we know what kind of packs we're getting in the next 6 months, which is really exciting. But we're getting a patch next week, a free patch to the base game, where we're getting a new career, which is really cool. It's got 3 branches, but it's essentially a freelance career, and it's really cool. I'm excited. But there's a lot of new items that come with it as well, including a laptop. So if you want laptops, but you don't have Strangerville and you don't want Strangerville, next week, you're going to have laptops. There's a bunch of new artwork. There's a new desk. There's a new side table. There's a new bookcase. There's so many new things. And there's a new pencil holder. I'm like way too excited for this modern pencil holder we're getting. It is gorgeous. And we're getting off topic. I will talk more about that in a moment. But here we are in the dining room. I really liked how this room came out with the touch of blue in the seats, as well as in the vases I put in the corner, and then I put plants inside of those. And I love this like little bar thing over here. I feel like it's one of my favorite items, but it doesn't quite fit into most of the builds I do because I feel like it's a little bit like the style of it, like the shape on the top. I'm like, I feel like this is the perfect build to use it in though, and I really quite enjoyed it. And of course we are using a lot of these debug baskets that came from Jungle Adventure as well, because they're some of my favorite items. I feel like I use them in almost every build, but I just think they add a little bit of extra something to a build, because you can kind of put other items in them and it makes it look like it's a new item. But here we are in the little office space. It's nothing too crazy. It's pretty small. We just have the desk over in the corner, a bookcase on the other side. We have this bar from Vintage Glamour. I love that glow bar. Vintage Glamour is a pretty good stuff pack. We're getting a stuff pack this year. I knew I'd come back to talking about the live stream. They announced that we're getting an expansion pack, a game pack, and a stuff pack all within the next 6 months. And we haven't had a stuff pack in over a year. And the last one was my first pet stuff, and we all know how that went. Not very well. So I'm really excited to see what they do, because I wasn't a huge fan of that stuff pack, although there are a lot of items in it that I use all the time and I really like. I am really excited to see what they do, because I actually really like stuff packs. Like, there's a lot of them that I was really pumped for, because you get a bunch of items that kind of match together, and they're like different styles than you might get in a more broad pack, like a expansion pack. So I'm really pumped to see what that's going to be. And obviously the other 2 packs as well. Like, what? I'm pretty sure we're going to end up getting University this year, because that is like the most requested pack. And it would make sense that it would either come out in June or later this year, because they confirmed that those are the packs we're getting in the next 6 months. But 6 months from now brings us to October. So there's potential that there could be other things coming out later this year as well. But I know everybody wants a University, so that might be something coming out soon. I'm really excited to find out what it is. I'm just always pumped for new content in the game, and I keep getting so off topic. I feel like I just needed to like voice all of my excitement from the live stream. So anyway, we are in the entryway now and just adding a bunch of cute plants and clutter objects. I think it came out pretty cute. And then in this back hallway by the exit to the back porch, we have a laundry area, which I think looks quite nice. It has all of the same cabinetry that the kitchen has, and we also added a litter box back here because I made sure to make enough space in this house for a cat. I think you could have a dog as well. Like, it has everything you would need for a cat, so it has everything you would need for a dog. You might want to add some extra stuff, like some toy boxes or some of the agility equipment outside, but you could definitely have any pet you want here. It has everything you would absolutely need. You just might want to spoil your pets a little bit more than what I added, so you can definitely add more. But this is the one bathroom that I showed in the house. This is the biggest bathroom. It's the main floor one, and then there are 2 upstairs, one that's a like hallway bathroom and one that is the ensuite to the master bedroom. But here we are into the living room now. I ended up using this fireplace from Vampires, I believe, because it's really grand and it's kind of like the vibe I was going for. I thought about using the one that came with Jungle Adventure, but I really felt like it didn't fit this home. I love that fireplace though. I love it so much. But I really liked using this one because I don't even know if I've ever used this one other than like in a vampire-esque home. So I'm not sure. I just really, really enjoyed it, and it's nice using items you don't use as often. Speaking of which, these windows, those rounded windows, the brown ones that I used all over this house, I'm pretty sure I have never used those windows before. They're from Get to Work, I believe, and they're really nice, but I feel like they're really difficult to use. So I was pumped to be able to use so many of those in this house. They're like the main window in this house, and I've never used them before. So that's exciting. I feel like a lot of the items from Get to Work, a lot of the windows and stuff, are ones I just never use. They're very particular or peculiar and just kind of difficult to use. And then this might be my favorite room in the entire house, and it's actually in the detached garage. I made kind of like the garage into a place for somebody to go ahead and practice music with their band. I was thinking maybe one of the parents was in a band and this is where they jammed, and I just thought that was kind of a cool idea. I ended up sizing up a violin to kind of make that into like a bass violin, or just like a stand-up bass. Actually, one of my uncles plays bass professionally, and so I thought of that as soon as I saw the violin. I was like, yes, we have to add this here. I wish we had more instruments because right now we just have like violin, guitar, piano, and then like the organ. I feel like I'm missing something. There might be another instrument if I'm not remembering correctly, but I would love more. I would love more things. I also really want a regular piano, like not a grand piano or a keyboard, like the regular stand-up ones that are kind of like the shape of the organ we have in game that we got with Vampires, but like a piano. Here we are in the master bedroom though, and I did change the color of this so many different times. So right now it's red, and this ends up being a really weird colored room, like a very strangely decorated, weird colored room, in my opinion anyway. I think that's just because it's very different than anything I've ever done or put together. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but I do like that it's really different than some of the ways I've furnished master bedrooms before, and we'll be coming back to that and changing most of it to like a bluish color instead of a reddish color in a little while. But here we are into one of the kid bedrooms or teen bedrooms. I thought this one was really fun. It's very light whites and pinks. We have like an area to do makeup over here. And we're just kind of making a makeshift vanity, which I think looks pretty cute, and having some posters on the walls as well. I kept this room very clean. I didn't imagine there would be too much of a mess for this sim, so we kept that in mind. And then I'm adding a little wardrobe over here and some shoes and a mirror and just some more clutter. But nothing too crazy. And of course, some shelves above the bed as well. We're getting a plain white swatch of the basic shelf in game, by the way. That is confirmed for next week as well. Because I would have used that here, and because it's my favorite shelf, it's so basic, but we don't have a white swatch. But that is changing super soon, and I'm really, really excited about it. Anyway, we should be going into the master bedroom here shortly to go ahead and fix the color swatches. There we are. So it's blue in there. And then we are going into this messy teen room. I imagine that this sim that has this room is just kind of a slob. But I also imagined they were kind of into like just hanging out and watching like movies and stuff like that. So I kind of put some stuff around that looks like Ghostbusters and Harry Potter. So I really enjoyed that. I thought just like curling up in bed, kind of just throwing stuff around, reading books, watching movies. Honestly, I was definitely like that as a teenager, so I wanted to represent that a little bit in this room. So I thought that was kind of fun. But also, it was a chance to use this bed because I never use this bed because it only has 3 swatches, and it's this red one, a yellow one with sunflowers on it, and then one with like a Van Gogh painting. So I feel like it's hard to use it sometimes, but I do really like it. I feel like it's a nice shape. And then this might be my favorite bedroom. I know I said like the garage is my favorite room, but this is my favorite bedroom because I don't think I've ever made a bedroom this theme before. This is a kid that is super outdoorsy. They really like fishing. They like exploring, collecting insects, just They love being outside, they love woodworking, and I just really went to town with that theme, and it was so much fun because I don't think I've ever decorated a kid's bedroom like this before. But here we are just trying to figure out curtains, and I added this rug from Outdoor Retreat, as well as a couple of the insects in here. I believe we added a mantis and a walking stick, and I think last time I added a walking stick to a build, because that's actually what it's called in game and that's what I call it in real life. Somebody had commented and said something along the lines of, what's a walking stick? Or like thought it was like, you know, a stick that helps you walk. Because I think in other parts of the world, they might be called stick bugs or something like that, which I thought was really interesting. So that's what I'm talking about. I think it's so interesting how like different words are different all over the world. Obviously that goes for everything, but it's just interesting when it pops up now and again. But we're just adding a couple more pieces of clutter, and now we are outside onto the back balcony, which I'm just adding a table and chairs by the pool. I think it's so nice that this house has a pool. I've been trying to add them more lately because for a long time I had no pools in my houses. I think that's partially because I was building so many tiny houses, but then I did a tiny house with a pool. So I mean, yay for pools. Also, we're entering into like spring and summer where I live, so I think pools are kind of a necessity going forward, but we'll see how many I actually add. I feel like I forget them a lot, but we're just adding a fence to the backyard to kind of close it in a little bit. We have a nice swing set out here for the kids and just a couple of things to do. Not too much, but a nice relaxing place to hang out in the summer months or anytime, because it's always the springs and it's probably always warm. Anyway, we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that little bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Also, if you'd like this house and want to download it, that information is in the description down below. Bye, everybody.